Good day to you, one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. I keep putting my hands in my pockets because it's freezing down here. Winter is upon us. I'm in Switzerland, and it's really, really, really cold. But nonetheless, I'm here to talk to you about music, as I always do. And today I'm going to talk about an emerging talent called Dead Pony. They have a song called Eat My Dust, which is coming out at a date to be confirmed. I'm actually days away from going on tour with the live iteration of Justin Hawkins Rides Again for the second time. So it's called Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Some of that stuff's sold out, but there's probably still tickets for certain things if you want to have a look at the link that's in the description here. And if you're watching this now, I'm no longer here. These are not my current surroundings. I'm on the road. Joining me on the road in Scotland are the band that I'm about to review, and that's Dead Pony. I shall explain after I've done the theme tune. Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Oh, look at that, eh? Again. You don't see many MCs do it. Oh, look at that, eh? That's a fairly archaic turn of phrase, which is due, I think, a resurgence in the realms of rap, which of course are one of the many genres that I operate in. Anyway, Dead Pony are a rock band from Glasgow, and this is their new single. It's called Eat My Dust. Not clear when it's coming out, but it'll be out at some point. You mark my words, and I'm going to react to it in the traditional way that I've always done here. You know, just by listening to it, trying to figure out what's going on, and then saying words to you. Again. Fucking Nora, that's right. I'll go back to the beginning. It's got this sort of Eastern interval in the thing, so. But I think it's probably one of those guitars that's got an extra string on it. They never put a string higher, which maybe they do sometimes actually. But often on a 7-string guitar, you'll find that there's an additional one at the bass end, and it's usually a B, which I think is where this is pedaling on. If it was an A. So it's that Eastern. That kind of scale. I'm not sure if you could hear that very well, but that's a really good riff. That is the definition of a really good riff. I love that. It's got a nice synth arpeggio thing happening over the top of that main riff, which is played in a much more muted way for the verse. Already exploring dynamics in quite an extreme way.
I can't control myself 'cause I can see through your lies, your eyes can see the end, and now you're on your own, feeling like I'm on the run, escaping your truth. Go! Can't be controlled with.
Okay, so when it comes to the sort of poppy chorus bit, it's power chords played open and through in the same way that, you know, like a band like Weezer does, you know.
You think I'm so naive? Yet another one bites the dust now. Let me show you how we run this town.
This is a really satisfying listen, isn't it? There's sort of what, you know, dance producers might describe as drops in there, but of course dance producers haven't got a fucking clue what they're talking about. It basically just means like a little moment of silence before like an explosive dynamic lift.
Just keep it to yourself. You're
lovely. It's really lovely the way the synth and the guitars are interacting like that. Sometimes when you hear that, I'm not sure what kind of core it is. There's one of those sort of synth core or I don't know, music core or something like that. You know, I don't know. I've forgotten what it's called now. One of the core things when I just think, well, you know, it implies that there has a core of something, but in fact it's two kind of diametrically opposed musical approaches, and then it's sort of like there's a bit that sounds like Two Unlimited or some shitty 90s dance stuff, and then there's a guitar bit that's really, really heavy and everyone's growling and stuff. But in this instance, I think what Dead Pony's done is they've managed to find a way for these sort of electronic elements and the guitars to sit really beautifully together and work in conjunction with one another. There isn't really much in the way of sort of stereo separation for these things, so it's hard to determine what's doing what. But this lovely arpeggio is sort of sitting alongside the Eastern-inspired riff in a dropped B, and it's really, really great to listen to. It's enjoyable.
I can feel you disagree with who should run the show. If you wanna make history, you're on the wrong road. Come on! Can't be controlled with these. You think I'm so nice.
See, I love that last one. There's a semitone between those two. There's probably a C to a B. Yeah, it is. It's a C to a B. And I think when that happens, it's kind of like, that's what stops it from just being like a pop chorus. It's like, it's really dramatic and really, I don't know, beguiling, spellbinding. It's a really lovely change.
Yet another one bites the dust now. Let me show you how we run this town. Can't be controlled with these. You think I'm so naive. Yet another one bites the dust now. Let me show you how we run this town.
3, 2, 1. So that there was the thing that I often like to refer to as an ostinato, but over two different chords. So the melody interacts with the backing in two different ways. With what seems like a sort of repeated melody, it actually isn't, because the relationship between the notes and the chords underneath it change. It's called an ostinato, and it's a beautiful thing to hear in compositions across all of the genres, I think. And this is a good example of a heavy metal ostinato. Middle 8 section. Fucking hell, this is cool. It's great, really awesome bit of playing, super precise, not showing off actually, but it's just accomplished in an understated way.
You think I'm so naive. Yet another one bites the dust now. Let me show you how we run this town. Can't be controlled with these. You think I'm so naive. Yet another one bites the dust now. Let me show you how we run this town.
Awesome. Okay, so that's Dead Pony. Fucking awesome. You can tell they're going places, and that's actually a really exciting piece of heavy metal songwriting. Really interesting arrangement, and people have been trying to combine, you know, the sort of more technological kind of synthetic sounds of the 80s with traditional guitars, and it's always been difficult. I think everyone's been, from David Bowie onwards, everyone's been trying to do that, and this is a great example of when it really works. So yeah, well done, Dead Pony. Check them out. Come and see me live when I do Justin Hawkins Rides Again across the UK. Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and watch one of these 2 videos, and watch this space indeed for more news about how I'm going to use this channel in the future. Don't worry, it's extremely exciting. All right, see you later.